stands out to you about William Nylander?
A lot. Obviously that was an incredible game last night for him, an incredible goal there. Just everything about that, just staying on the puck, quick strip, and then just dangling two guys and putting it in the net. It was awesome, but so dynamic. You love watching him play, just what he does with the puck, and every time he's got it, it's in full control at all times. There's very few guys that can do that, but it's definitely very fun to watch him.
Ryan, you were saying last night he recognizes Matt Goldie, a forward, the last guy to beat, but it's still a guy who can play hockey. To put that move on him and then to avoid the poke check,
Yeah, it's still Boldy's a very good hockey player too. It's just like I said, just that being in full control the whole time, as just how far he's extended with his reach and such, and still being able to bring it back and elevate it in tight. Like it's a pretty an amazing move.
So what do you look more forward to the most about playing potentially on a line with him now?
Yeah, I think it's be good. I think we can be again, using that dynamicness and just the creating off that. I think obviously, we want to start with, doing things the right way first and build it from there. But offensively, work with him and being tight, getting the puck and getting open for such things like that.
How do you win so many faceoffs?
I think last game I had a good start. I don't think I lost one on the first, which was kind of nice. But it's nice. Both wingers, both Johnny and Mitch were helped me in all those 50-50s, which is huge. And when you have guys like that are ready to go and have great sticks, it's if I just don't lose it clean, they're gonna have a chance to help win it. And I think that helps so much. And so those guys help a lot.
Does it help when you have a guy like John on your line where you can be maybe a little bit more aggressive, where if you get kicked out, you got a guy coming in, that it won't be devastation in the draw?
Yeah, absolutely. That's something we talked about too. I can almost try to time it to perfection. If I get a little early on and get tossed, he's unbelievable at face-off. So it's nice, having both those options where I can kind of be confident in there and be on top of it and kind of get in there a little tighter.
Is your stiff stick kind of help in face-offs?
Yeah, that's always helped. Yeah, it's 110. It's one of the stiffer sticks you probably see guys using. But that's always just something I think, kind of growing up, I always got my brother's hand-me-downs. They're always stiffer, and I've always had them. And yeah, it's just something I've always used in my career. And yeah, that's, when I go stick on stick with a guy that's got an 85 flex, sometimes it's going to help me get that first swipe for sure. So it is something that does help a bit.
You're one of the premier best defensive forwards in the game. What's your impression of Auston Matthews and the defensive side of his game?
Yeah, I can't believe how many pucks he's getting in that middle of the ice defensively, and then he's gone. It's incredible. He just always seems to reads the play so well. Puck comes in, makes a little block, and next he's down the ice 3-on-2 or making something happen. So, and just too so many times just making those little plays defensively, going into a battle, grabs the puck and it's out and we're gone. So it's it's really intelligent playing.
Ryan, do you like the way this trip sets up? You're going to be playing a lot of teams, the first three games especially, clubs that are in that playoff hunt and fighting for it, like you did last night.
Yeah, it's good to see. I think, as we prepare and build for playoffs, it's good to see these teams, and it's going to be a good challenge for us. Obviously, Seattle's very good. They got a ton of speed. It's going to be a good test for us. Again, they defend well too. It's going to be a tight game, and that's what it's good. I think that's something we have to keep building our game at, keep working at it. It's going to be good. It's going to be good too, just to get on the road with the guys too, and kind of get to know them a bit more.
Being an Ontario guy, you always enjoyed that Western Canada trip.
Yeah, it's always nice. It's it's different. It's different out west and such. And sorry, but it's good. I think it is a good time to kind of get out there and get together a bit, and yeah, be a good trip.
Can you take us back? How did the injury kind of popped up for you?
Yeah, it was something that had been bugging me for a little bit that I've been dealing with, and then just kind of tweaked it and kind of went over the edge.
How long? How far back does it go? The ankle?
I can't give you an exact date to be totally honest, but it had been bugging me a little bit before.
But this season or?
Yeah.
This season?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, not much longer before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is it something you're going to have to manage, or are you feeling like the time off has now got it all squared away?
No, I feel good. I mean, I wouldn't be out there today in practice if I didn't feel really good. And like I said, these guys, the medical staff here, are top notch. I know I've said it a bunch of times. And they do everything right. So, it's feeling good.
Yeah, I was going to play on Wednesday. Are you anticipating a return later in the week then, Matt, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of taking things one day at a time right now, but like I said, I feel good. And, whenever the medical team as well as the coaching staff tells me I'm ready to go, then I'll be ready to go.
What's been key to staying sharp for whenever you do get the chance to come back
Just trying to get the work in whenever you can. We got a lot of resources here. Even when I wasn't on the ice, we got guys like Sachin in the back there who does an unbelievable job. And then I've been skating for quite some time now, seeing pucks. So it's just about using those resources and using your time as best as you can to stay sharp.
Hey Matt, I know it's been a week, but what does it say to you when Kyle goes and gets a guy in O'Reilly and Chari and the trade that was made?
No, I think they fit in incredibly well. They're both great players. Both have been awesome for us since they got here. I know it's a short time, but both also great guys. Getting to know them really briefly here, and I think they're a really good fit.
Just your intent about when a player of O'Reilly's stature is added to the room and the ice, given that Conn Smythe came 4 years ago, the Cup in St. Louis, that sort of thing.
Yeah, he's a heck of a player, and he's been successful, and obviously all those accolades that you just mentioned. So it's a huge boost for our team, and he's a great guy to have around. And like I said, I think they're fitting in great so far.
Do you feel for opposing goalies when Willie does what he did last night?
When Willie does?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get to see it quite often in practice, and just his skill level is unbelievable. In tight like that, he's got the puck on a string. And he keeps it in a position where he can make a move or shoot at any time. So it really keeps you on your toes as a goalie, and he showed that big time there in the overtime.
When you have a setback like you do, how have you been able to kind of manage that and not get too down? Like you had the thing earlier in the year,
Yeah.
and now this.
Yeah, it can be frustrating. It can be frustrating for sure, but me personally, I just try to focus on what I can control. Getting my work in, trying to do what I can to come back healthy, stay sharp. That's how I try to put my energy into the right places.
Do you draw confidence from the fact that you came back so strong the last time you had the layoff?
Sure, yeah. I think, like I said, these guys here do everything right, and I'm not going to be out there if I'm not feeling good, just like today. So I definitely feel like when I'm cleared and when coach wants me in there, I'll be ready.
Is there some invigoration for you too, given the way Ilya's played over the last little while, and Joe when he's come in?
What was the word you used there? Sorry, invigoration.
Yeah, or whatever the word you might say.
Sorry.
Yeah. Right, well, something.
Yeah, no, I think I got you. Yeah, he's Sammy's been great for us all year. I found. I talk about how talented he is and how hard he works, and it's been coming across in the games. He's been playing incredibly well, so that's obviously great to see, and it is it's inspiring for sure. I can't remember the words you used now, but it was probably that too. Yeah.
What have you learned from Joseph Wall in the time that he's been out here?
What have I learned from him?
Or just like about him, the person, I guess.
Yeah, he's a great kid. We us goalies tend to migrate together and chat a lot, so I've been talking with him a lot. He's a great kid. He works incredibly hard, and interesting guy to talk to as well. So I really enjoyed getting to speak with him a little bit more.
Back when you were in that the warm up and it flared up, was it an easy decision clear that you weren't going to be able to play, or was that tough where you had to weigh it in that moment?
Yeah, it was just it got to a point where I felt like I'd be hurting the team being in there and not being able to perform the way I needed to. So that's when the decision was made.
How do you, maintain the focus, the mental upbeat nature? Did you lean on anyone during this layoff? Do anything different? Read books or anything?
Yeah, you lean on all kinds of people. The people around you. You lean on all the resources that we have here. Like I said, even when you're not able to get on the ice, we have resources here that you can use to stay sharp. So yeah, you do what you can to lean on all those resources and those people around you to stay sharp and to come back stronger.
We're united with Mitch moving forward here.
Yeah, it's always fun. I think I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot, but we've all played with each other a lot, so I think just the chemistry and all that stuff never really drifts too far. I think it's just making sure we're on the same page and just doing our thing.
So it's been a few games without a point for you. Is it stay the course, or is there anything you're looking to do to get the offense going again?
Yeah, just stay the course. I feel like a lot of chances. Just kind of a game of inches for me right now, and feels like for most of the season. But just going to continue to put in the work, keep shooting the puck, keep trying to just do all the things that make me successful, and just stick with the process. And I think the most important thing is just making sure that as a team we're on the same page and elevating our game, especially this time of year.
You're just a consistent producer, Austin. Does your confidence ever take a hit at all? I mean, we don't ever see that in you. But
I mean, I think it's pretty natural for you to, your confidence to hinder at times when, the puck's not going in and stuff like that. I think it's easy to get discouraged, but at the same time, I just try to stay positive and look at the positives in the situation and just continue to work and be effective in other areas of my game as well.
Are some of the other positives just looking at things away from the puck that you're doing this year, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I think it's a quick game. There's a lot that goes on out there, so just being in good spots all over the ice and just grind on the other team. It's a process. Like last night, I mean, it was a tight game all throughout. So it's a game of inches sometimes, and you just got to kind of grind it up.
What was going through your mind in that sequence where you lost your stick in the defensive zone and all of a sudden the puck's under your foot?
Yeah, I mean, I was. I think JT and Mitchie were out there, so they were. I think got caught in icing or something. So we were. I knew the group was a little bit tired, and I don't know. I was just trying to get the puck out, honestly, and. First thing that came to mind was just to put my foot on the puck and just try to pass it to somebody because I didn't have a stick. So it ended up working out, but yeah, it was kind of a funny play to look back on. Just just a lot of chaos, I guess.
we know the season Willie's having, but you look at last night in overtime is next level, like that both way.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just hungry on the puck, right, and always attacking. So, I mean, it's fun to watch. He's been playing great, and he's just going to continue to do to elevate his game. He's just been skating all over the ice. You can just see it. He's out there hunting pucks, so it's been a lot of fun.
Is that part of the beauty of the group, Austin, is that even if you go through a stretch where maybe it's not going in for you, you've got guys like Willie, O'Reilly, Marr, they're all feeling it and it takes pressure off a bit?
Well, I mean, we're a team, so yeah. I mean, I think you want everybody to, produce and stuff like that, but it's not going to be, the same guys all the time. And I think it's the beauty of having a really good team and having good players all around your lineup, as guys can step up and make plays and obviously score big goals when we need to. So, that's what we're working towards, is being a really strong group, a really strong team, and competing for a long time this spring.
What stands out to you about O'Reilly's stick?
Yeah, he's just really strong. Just those little puck battles. He seems to always come out with the puck and just really good at knocking pucks down, stealing pucks, defensively, offensively. It doesn't really matter. So, I mean, we've played against him, enough to know kind of, the ins and outs and how good he really is. But it's you definitely get a different perspective when you're up close like that, and he's playing on your side. So it's been a lot of fun, and I think a lot of guys, including myself, can learn different things from him. And he's got a lot of experience, and he's obviously a fantastic player.
How much does the stiffness of the blade, do you think, help him on face-off?
I'm sure it helps. I mean, he's got an interesting blade, so I'm sure there's something to do with it there. But I also just think he's, experienced, strong. He's he knows what he's doing in the face-off circle, and obviously he's been extremely successful in his career. So.
Giordano was saying he likes to chirp you about, which one of you guys is the better blocker. It's tougher for forwards, he says. What stands out to you about the way he gets in front of the puck?
I mean, he's just a big body. I mean, we were literally just talking about it in the steam room. If we should come off the bench for him when he gets that block tomorrow, and we should stop the game and a little standing ovation for him and all that stuff. So, Gio's great. I think the second he came in our locker room, I think he just felt at home, and he's been an unbelievable guy to just have around, and he's obviously got a ton of experience as well. But he's probably the biggest jokester on the team. He's always cracking jokes and just keeping it light. And when it comes to games, he's extremely focused and serious. But I think it's just it's fun to have guys around like that, and just to keep the room light, and it's just a lot of fun to be a part of.
I was surprised for you too in that category. I mean, earlier in the week you were tied for the league when forwards and blocks. The guys talking about your positioning, all that sort of thing, Austin, just the ability to do it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of the times it's just those, the sifters from the point are a little bit easier to get in front of, just because we put a lot of pressure on the points and stuff. So a lot of times they're getting it off a little bit quicker and maybe not as hard as they want to. So I think a lot of times they're not too bad to get in front of and just knock them down, and sometimes you get a good scoring chance going the other way, but sometimes you just have to get in front of one and eat one, and it's not going to feel great.
Sheldon, why now the time to flip Mitch and William?
Well, William with O'Reilly is something that's on my list of things I wanted to look at some point. And going out on the road here, I feel like we've been through a segment of 4 games here now with lines being a certain way, but now we're heading out on the road and different look. So I think it just gives me an opportunity to continue to check down on the different things that I want to look at here in the remaining schedule.
Matt was saying that he feels pretty good. He said when the coaching staff and the doctors say that it's time to go, he feels to be ready. What's your approach for him the next few days?
Yeah, just to continue to get him out there and put him in different situations. I think he is feeling good. It's just a matter of now ensuring that things don't flare up or get worse or anything like that. I think he's in a good spot, so now we're just looking to increase his workload throughout.
You figure what was part of thinking on a reunion of Mitch and Auston can get Auston finding the back of the net again a bit here, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we hope that would be one of the benefits. That's not necessarily the reason for the switch. I think I think Auston and Willie have been really good throughout the season, and that both ways. I think Willie's helped Auston, Auston's helped Willie. But as I said, I think we have a pretty good sense now that Mitch and O'Reilly, if those guys are comfortable and confident, and we've worked with John being on the wing, we'll stay with that. But I've been wanting to make sure that Willie gets time there with O'Reilly and see how that goes. So, just kind of the timing works right, especially with us going out on the road here now for a stint. I think with the remaining schedule here, like I had talked about, I don't want to be bouncing around every game. I want to give each different look some time to work together and to develop some chemistry. So I have to be mindful of the schedule that's coming, because I have a few things I want to look at for sure and give some time for the games remaining, but I want to do it in segments. So before you know it, you're going to run out of segments here. So we've got to make sure we continue to work through some different options.
Does being the last change for the road allow you to do different things than compared to when you have the first change at home, in terms of what you may want to look at?
Well, you think about it less when you're on the road, right? I mean, you don't have the ability to necessarily counter. Sometimes you can manipulate the line changes in the matchups just with how you flow your group, and you're working more so on changing on the fly and stuff like that to get your matchups. But generally on the road, you think less, and you just put your group out and you roll them. Face-offs in particular, you just put your group out and allow the opposition to do what they want to do. So sometimes that can help, where your bench gets more flow and guys get going, and I think that can help your team. So, it's not having last change. There's certainly benefits to that, and if you get a choice, it's probably the one you're going with. But there are some benefits to being on the road where you just kind of let your guys get out there.
Auston was saying that the puck luck, it feels like it's basically been a whole season thing for him. Last year, obviously, it felt like it was going in every game. Like, what's your sense of how he's navigated this?
I think he's done a good job of it. The thing that I like the best, of course, is that he's throughout the fact that, pucks haven't gone his way and haven't fallen to the same degree, of the high standard he set last season. He hasn't cheated the game at all. He's remained diligent in his defensive play. For a lot of offensive players, especially those that have high expectations of themselves and expectations and pressures from outside, if it doesn't go your way, there's a tendency to make that the priority and start cheating and being on the wrong side of the puck, and all of a sudden the team game starts to slip, and that hasn't happened with Auston. If anything, he's dug in even harder defensively to have greater impacts that way and look to try to work his way out of it from there. So that's what has impressed me the most, is that he hasn't flinched in terms of his commitment to the play away from the puck.
The extra 2 or 3 days make the difference for Rasmus that you were hoping for?
Yeah, it seems that way. He's feeling really good today, so our intention is to get him going tomorrow. I haven't talked to him or anything since, but when I spoke to him before the practice, he woke up feeling good today. Just getting another practice would move him further along, and he was really close yesterday. So I expect him to be ready tomorrow.
I know you've already kind of touched on it, but the next 6 days, I guess, before the deadline, Sheldon, is there much conversation between yourself and Kyle, or is it just a need-to-know basis for you, or how does that work?
Yeah, I think it's more of a need-to-know basis at this point. I think we've talked a bunch. I don't think there's anything that's going to happen between now and the deadline with our group that's going to impact anything. The decisions have been made in terms of the directions they want to go, and then my job here in a very tough stretch in terms of level of competition and the road and all these things. I got enough things to worry about this week with the games coming here. That Kyle and management group are going to do their thing, and we'll just have to continue to do our job and work to keep trying to get wins.
What's your perspective on O'Reilly and faceoffs and why he's able to be so dominant there?
Yeah, obviously he's been a strong faceoff guy throughout his career. For whatever reasons, since he's been here, it's been even higher standard. Probably one that's going to be difficult to sustain, but he's definitely feeling it, and I haven't talked to him about it specifically, but he's a smart guy. He gets in there, he's got that long blade, he gets under sticks, and I think he also has the ability to adjust and adjust to the center, I think, to the opponent. I think that's a big part of it. Sometimes if you don't have the ability to counter or adjust, and you lose a couple, it can really go bad on you. And I think the strongest face-off guys have the ability to adjust on the fly, to ensure that things can keep going, and at the same time continue to adapt to things. Even if you are going, sometimes you can think, oh, this has worked for me, I'll stay with it, and then it starts to get away on you. And I think he's just found different ways to continue to be consistent in winning draws. And I think our wingers do a really good job too of cleaning things up. That's a priority for us.